Make a stand against the undead swarm in World War Z Aftermath. The ultimate co-op zombie shooter inspired by Paramount Pictures' blockbuster film and the next evolution in the World War Z game franchise that has now captivated over 15 million players. Here at Saber Interactive, we are excited about what Aftermath is bringing to the universe of World War Z. In this video, we'll show you what's new in the game before you get the chance to experience it for yourself this fall. One of the hallmarks of World War Z has been the co-op episodic campaign experience set across locations around the world that tell the developing story of survivors of the zombie apocalypse. In Aftermath, you will take the fight back to the undead and find ways to turn the tide for the first time in all new international locations, including Rome. You'll face Zeke in close quarters through cobblestone streets and annihilate the hordes with your fellow survivors in epic battles through the catacombs, the Colosseum, and more. With careful teamwork and fearless combat, together you will fight to take back Vatican City in the ultimate confrontation against the zombie scourge. Join old friends from previous episodes of World War Z in a brand new location with missions in the Russian peninsula of Kamchatka, where you will need to traverse an abandoned cruise ship and fight your way through a blizzard to recover a nuclear submarine. For the first time in the franchise, you have the option to experience the massive battles against the zombie horde in the up-close and personal first-person view. And that's not all. An intense and visceral new melee system takes World War Z combat to the next level, allowing you to slaughter Zeke with unique moves, perks, and all new dual-wielding and two-handed melee options featuring brutal weapons like sickles, cleavers, the fire axe, sledgehammer, and more. We've also added the brand new Vanguard class. For a total of 8 unique classes in Aftermath, Vanguards wield a powerful electric shield to plow through hordes with devastating efficiency. And keep your eyes and ears open for a new threat. A vicious plague of rats also join the ranks of special flesh-hungry enemies. They require acute team awareness and precise aim or crowd control weapons to overcome them. Keep a lookout or you'll soon find yourselves overwhelmed. To provide our community with more gameplay rewards than ever before, we're adding daily challenges with special modifiers for bonus rewards, so there will always be a new bounty to take on each day that you play. For PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X players, all of this intense action comes at you in glorious 4K resolution and 60 frames per second. For players new to the franchise, World War Z Aftermath includes all new content from World War Z Game of the Year Edition, including the full episodes of New York, Moscow, Jerusalem, Marseille, and Tokyo. Altogether, 23 total PvE maps across 7 massive episodes. An amazing wealth of content. And for our veteran World War Z players, we have you covered with discounted purchase paths to get Aftermath. Online multiplayer gameplay truly makes this a game for the community. And for those who prefer to go the single-player lone wolf approach, World War Z Aftermath will, as always, allow you to play through all episodes with AI teammates, so you don't have to rely on friends or strangers to continue the story. We cannot wait for you to get your boots on the ground once again in the war against the zombie swarms. We will see you and your friends in action this fall in World War Z Aftermath.
JR might be a dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Is it Siegerblot already?
The days are long and the nights are warm and lit with fires.
And it marks the beginning of raiding season.
We still need to finish gathering offerings for the gods so we can earn their favor. With their blessing, we will have calm waters, good winds, and much bounty.
We could all use some combat practice. This has a good weight to it. Competition breeds camaraderie.
Everyone in the tournament must choose a second, an ally to fight by your side.
Warlock, I'm interested.
A new power is rising in Francia.
The Raven clan will answer your call.
Evening all, and how do? I've already broken something. 1 second. There we go. Oh no! Stop breaking. There we go. How are we all? Welcome. Let me just
JR might be a
all...
dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Thank you, Mini Flames, for the sub. Thank you. Why has my... I should be able to... Oh, no, come on. Why is it losing that when I flip between the two? That's annoying. Just flip to this camera and then back. Oh, that's so weird, isn't it? Anyway, okay, we'll just have to cope with it. We'll have to live with it. It's like it doesn't like that source at all. Let me just try and fix that 1 second. How are we all? You don't have enough cameras? No. So many cameras. Look, you can sort of see me sitting at my desk here. Hello. That's because that'll make more sense later. It's all good. Let's try and fix this, and then I'll say hello to everyone properly. I need to be in sources. I need to go to the 4K.
JR might be a dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Thank you, Nougatine, for the 2nd month sub. Thank you, Westwood Drew, as well, for the 2nd month sub that came in chat on the way in. I can't believe it's 2nd month subs already. This is very exciting. This is very exciting indeed. Right, capture method, automatic, desktop primary monitor. Let's just change it to something else. And then to there. And let's see if that's made it happier. No, I wonder why it just keeps sort of comes in and then disappears. That's so bizarre. How weird. It's never done that before. Okay, we'll just have to cope without that. It's going to be annoying. I don't understand. I really don't understand. That's so weird. If I do this, it's going to break everything, and then we're going to do that. I'll click OK, and it disappears. Let's leave the properties open and see if that...
But it all adds up, doesn't it, JR? The arguing, the craziness, the fact that you're a massive dickhead.
Thank you, Wilbog, for the tip. Love that tip sort of alert as well. That also makes me happy. Right, I'm going to do that and see whether that kind of temporarily fixes it, and just leave the properties open. Right, okay, cool. We're back now. Let's just quickly go back through chat and say hello to everyone. Hello, Starjump. Welcome. Hello, Stormtrooper. Good to see you again, my friend. Hello, Rye. Hello, Patch. Hello, Wilborgs. We've said hello to you already. Not that you don't deserve to. Hello's, Mini Flames. But Mini Flames, pull 3 keys. Welcome.
I'm just happy to blame JR immediately, but if you insist, we will look at the evidence.
Arcavios. Thank you for the follow, indeed. Again, blame Taj. I can't blame Taj for everything. Just love these streams. Oh, thank you. I'm enjoying doing them. It's apologies for no stream on Sunday. 2 Sundays in a row we haven't had it. My mum has finally had her hip operation, which is fantastic. It was a scheduled thing, not any emergency type stuff. She's had a lot of trouble with her hip for years, and she was supposed to go in. Her original operation was scheduled for like the first week of the first lockdown, so all the hospitals weren't doing non-essentials, and so she's had to wait all the way till now, but she's now had it done. I just happened to discharge her on Sunday, so I went to go and pick her up. We are hurtling towards less than 4 days before the dioramas are launched, so we thought we'd get some of those packed. Cal's has been packing them all day, which is really cool. And oh, you come and say hello. Come say hello. Say hi to everybody.
Hello. I can hear him from the other room, so I've kind of heard him saying hello to everyone. I'm not currently packing. I am basically cleaning the 3D printers. So those of you that have listened to me whinge and whine before will know that it is one of my least favourite jobs. And last time I was away, kind of went, yeah, they're on the cusp, it'll be fine. John's like, no, I'll have a go. And he ended up leaving the printers in such a state that they were totally unusable. I came back and it's like, I don't know if any of you have got kids or anything like that, but it's like there were so many smears on the mirrors that I was like, you can't, it's no wonder the laser can't actually get through this. So yeah, so it's that kind of like, right, need to make sure that that gets done. Because those of you that know Leela, my not so little child, is 16 tomorrow. So we're off out for the day, and then I have big family barbecue thing. So I'm off to that while leaving JR to launch the dioramas on his own, given that it got, yeah, the op and family stuff and what have you, everything kind of got into a bit of a cocked hat. So I will be 400 miles away and leaving everything in JR's hands. Not that I'm utterly terrified about that or anything. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's got it all in hand.
What could possibly go wrong?
So yeah, yes, you would have met her at CitizenCon. She was given the choice of helping us on our stand or helping out on the CIG merch stand, and she picked CIG. Little turncoat. But hey ho, she is a much bigger Star Citizen fan than I am. And she's been working hard on some cool stuff for the Carrack, which will no doubt come through in the next wee while as we up the packaging yet again. It's quite exciting. But yeah, so I have spent most of today packing Durs, and JR's going to do the maxes a little bit later. It's his favourite, so I figured that makes sense. But I've done the Cutlass Blacks, I've done the Cutlass Reds, I've done the Freelancers. As I say, printing the fixing the printers at the moment, and I might do the arrows. We shall see, or whether or not I will leave them to JR. I don't work well after 7 o'clock, and it's quite warm up here with the printers running, and he will be using the laser potentially a little bit later. We've still got the Pisces. Is the Pisces foam insert still to do, isn't it? It's a bit of a busy old stream. He wants to get a quick bit of casting done. He's pouring. Yeah, no, that's on his desk. I'm like just trying to work out which scene he's got going on at the moment. But yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, I was basically just kind of like, I was going to wave, and then he handed me headphones and stuff. So yeah, nice to be here. I quite like kind of popping in. I'll be around in chat and what have you, but leaving it to JR to just do his thing, really. And I'm going to hand him back. Lovely to see you all. And yeah, hopefully, well, yes, I'll see you again soon. Bye!
Don't forget your phone.
I won't forget my...
Yeah, don't forget your foam. Right, okay. Indeed, 16. It's very, very scary. Hello, Lupical. How are you? Right, so we've got a couple of giveaways to do. Giveaways are very exciting, and we've been giving away some J-Rex. Oh, we should probably do that first, actually. So we've been working on what to sort of like give you guys to spend your J-Rex on. So one of the things that we have now submitted to CIG for things for you guys to be able to purchase with your J-Rex. For all those of you who don't know what J-Rex are, it's basically our site currency, not a stream currency. We don't have a stream currency. So when you earn points on our website doing various things, and that basically means that you have J-Rex to spend. And currently the only thing you can spend them on is basically having a personalized box when you buy a kit model. But what we... I'm sure I caught it. I'm sure it was under there. Media. So I can't find my too many folders, man. Too many folders. There we go. So basically, what we thought we would do is do a set of posters or various artwork prints, basically. So we are going to do. Let's just swap these over. So a few types. So we're going to do. So these are the ones we've submitted. So we've got Whammers. So we've got this. So this is a set of 4. So we've got Whammers, Torpedo Burrito, Gelbies, and Cruise Pulse. So these are similar to, or same sizes as these ones we did for Invictus Launch Week. We're not going to do them double-sided this time, though, I don't think. I think it'll be a case it'll be actually set of 4 just single-side prints so that you can actually put all of them up rather than having to have, yeah. Then we've got 3 gutter wash ones, which are, you will recognize for in the verse, obviously. Again, slightly different aperture, so these end up slightly smaller, but the same width, basically. So that's cool. So we've got those guys. We've got Los Imperatus as well. Again, same sort of idea, set of 3, which is really nice. We also have. I'll do that one last. So we've got these classics now. It has been pointed out,
but apparently he's got some great friends.
Thank you for the sub, Firemaster. Thank you for the sub. So there is one in here that isn't right because it's the old poster. I couldn't remember which was the old poster and which was the new poster. So before you all scream out in chat, we will be correcting it. So these are kind of like the classics posters. So it's obviously this one, which I know isn't the right one. It needs a new face on it, but that's fine. We're dealing with that. And of course, the Be a Hero to Your Homeworld poster. So they will be, again, artwork prints, about A3 type size. Which will be another thing you'll be able to spend your JRX on. So the idea is you spend your JRX on them. You could just spend your JRX on them and then piercing is the right one. Yes. You spend your JRX. You could just pay postage and actually just get them. You wouldn't have to spend anything else, or you can just add them onto an order that you're doing anyway. There's not going to be these aren't going to be available for a limited period of time. These are just going to be available to you for you to spend with your JRX all the time. The other one that we've put in, which hopefully they will also allow us to do, is we have got 4 of the images that Hazkahar won screenshot contests with and done a series of 4 artwork prints based on 4 of his winning entries in the screenshot contest. So these are the 4 we've picked for this sort of first run. This is the first time we've asked permission to have prints done of some piece of like artwork that they haven't manufactured. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll have no issue with them. They're all taken from in game, so there shouldn't be any issue. But then you can actually spend your JRX on Mr. Haskahar's beautiful work. So that's cool. So I said they're all competition winners. We'll put a little bit of details on which competition it was and all the rest of it. And yeah, so I'm really excited about all that. So that's really cool. So that's more things for you to spend your JRX on. The other thing I wanted to shout out. Again, if anyone in here, I can't imagine anyone in here is not in our Discord, but exclamation Discord and chat. Just a few shout outs. Hayashi is doing a sterling job with his firearm replicas, dealing with trying to replicate the target sites and stuff. This is a really cool project to follow along with. He's doing some amazing work on this stuff. It is absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Young Carr, for that. He's currently working on this absolutely awesome Mando helmet, which is absolutely sick. So that's awesome. What else has been going on? Oh, a couple of great shout outs. Aaron Luke Marshall has completed his paint job on his Grey Cat Industrial. Now, Aaron Luke Marshall turned this around so fast. I think he painted like 2 days after he got it. It's one of our most recent Grey Cats to be sold. But I love the paint job, love the red and copper paint job on it. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. So, very impressed with that. It was a good build. And we've also had this one from Mayafi, who has done a really cool Freelancer Max 1 to 200 build and done this cool wooden box with this tiny little like diorama on the top, and inside the box is all the other bits, so the other stand pieces, the interchangeable bits, the certificate, the card that we sent with it. It's so nice. I'll absolutely. And then it's like a grassy
might be a
base and
dickhead,
everything.
but apparently he's got some great friends.
Ah, hello, Speak of the Devil. Thank you very much for the sub. So yeah, I think that's absolutely awesome. So we are big fans of the Discord and people sharing their work. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's why we do it. Well, it's why we keep doing it, because you guys do love the kits, and we love to see you build them and paint them and all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. So that's all cool. Now, giveaways. So, thought we'd do some actual giveaways. So we usually just give away more JREX, and it seems a bit sort of lame at the moment because although we've got these things, I wanted to show you what we've asked permission to do, but obviously we can't have them printed until we've got permission to do them. So that's in the works, the stuff coming. We thought we could actually give away some physical stuff. So we usually kind of chuck these away, sort of thing. I'm not chuck them away, but you know what I mean. They just go in a box somewhere. But we thought, you know what, we don't need them. Let's do something with them. So these are the artwork proofs that we get from our printers when we have new artwork done for like Diorama. So this was the Cyclone RC, Rock, and TR. So we get a couple of copies of them. One goes to CIG. I think we can get 3 printed. One gets to CIG. And we thought, why the hell don't we just sign them and give them away? Because they're just gonna gather dust in a tube somewhere. So we there's more in the back catalogue, and we've also got so I've picked those ones out today, and we've also got the Freelancer Durs artwork. So you can see that they're proofs because they've got pink dotted lines on them where the folds will be from the printers. But these are basically for us to just check all the sizes are right, all the print quality is what we want it to be. So we've signed it, put some messages on. So we're going to give some of those away. So we've got 2 of each. So we'll give 1 of each of these away. We've also got all the ones for the new dioramas, the 1 to 500 Max and Cutlasses and all that kind of stuff. So we'll hack those up into. That seems a nice. I think that's a roughly. It's bigger than. Well, let's get a piece of A4 paper here. So it's bigger than A3. Just how it comes on a huge. Oh, my camera's gone fuzzy. It's bigger than A3. We've just cut this out from this massive printer roll that we get from our printers. So they'll be cool. There'll be quite a few to give away because I say we should have somewhere in rolls in the corner of the room our artwork proofs for all of our kit models. And we thought, why the hell not? Let's just give some stuff away. So if you're one of our customers, then and you win it, and you're intending to purchase some of the dioramas or the Carrack, we will throw it in with that. If not, quite happy to post them out anyway. Not asking for any sort of shipping or anything. It'll just be a poster roll. But if you are planning to buy a product in the next couple of weeks, then just let us know, and we'll throw it in that package. But I say if not, we'll just put them in one of our poster rolls that we use for these posters and send them out to you to have to furnish us with your address. So that's cool. So we'll start one of those giveaways. I have ramped up the extra tickets that subs get, so I think subs now get 8 tickets rather than 1 for this. So I'm just going to have to go and find where I've got my giveaways. What should we do first? Let's do let's do one of these. So we're going to give away one of these. So this is the Freelance Durs artwork proof signed by me and Cals. Let's start that giveaway and hope it works. It hasn't come up with anything. Start giveaway. Oh, right, sorry. Oh, I've got something I haven't done. Wait a minute. Apologies. Complete. Oh, it's because I left an old one running. There we go. Let's try again. There we go. That was me in Stream Elements, not not talking to each other. There we go. So this is what we're giving away. That giveaway has started. It's half an hour. Instructions are there. If you're a sub, you'll get 8 tickets. If you're just a follower, you get 1 ticket. So have at it. Right, so what else are we doing? We've got some more cameras. I'm now going to run over here. I'm in these cameras over here now. So you can see how untidy my desk is. This, by the way, if anyone hasn't seen this desk before, this is an actual Star Citizen desk that I built for our trade stand at CitizenCon 2949 and has my PC built into the end of it. It still needs repainting, and the perspex. There's no perspex in this at the moment. You can just sort of accidentally touch the fans, and the cats do that all the time, which is really amusing. So, we thought we'd do a little bit of casting. Is everything in shot on this? Yes, it is. It just isn't on mine. So, we made this last time. This was one of the things that we made on last stream, which is our casting box. I haven't actually got around to doing a casting in it because we've been so busy. So I thought, let's do it now. So we're doing silicon mold here. When are you going to raffle one of those? One of those what? Oh, one of the desks. The problem is that it's the shipping. We have done some desks for people around the world, and it's been literally in the thousands to ship them because they're so big and so heavy. It needs a bit of work doing to it. If I turn the lights off in here, you'll see the lights in it, or should do.
I don't think I told you that I got an email from someone asking for the desk again. Did I?
No. Yeah, there's quite a lot of sunlight in there. You might have seen the lights as I turn them off and the camera tries to auto adjust. 1,000. Oh no, 1,000 in the UK. No, 1,000's not in the UK. Depending on where you were, it'd be cheaper for us to just bring it down in a van. To be perfectly honest, pallet shipping stuff around the UK is still hundreds. So to be honest, unless you are in the far-flung reaches of the UK, I would literally just drive it to your house because it would just be cheaper to do that than to put it in a... Because the problem is if you pallet ship it, you'd have to actually build a crate for it to go in, and we have built these huge crates for it to go in. Whereas if it's just strapped into the back of our motor in our van, then it doesn't really matter because we can just wrap it in blankets and stuff like we'd do if we were taking it to an event. So yeah, we have... I think Carl's just said to me in the other room, we had someone asking about a desk, and we stopped doing the furniture because of the nose of shipping them. To give you a bit of an idea, our UK customer base is about 5% of our customer base, certainly for kit models. So only about 5% go within the UK. The rest, 5% to Australia, Singapore, China, that kind of way. And then whatever's about 45 to Europe, 45 to America and Canada. That's a fairly even split these days. But yeah, not a lot to the UK, very little to the UK. And I say a bit to the rest of the world. Right, okay, so I think I worked this out to be about 1/4 of a litre. Do I believe that? Doesn't look enough, does it? We should probably double check that. Let's double check that before we get it horribly wrong. Oh no, I've got the I have to sell the CIG desks. The CIG... Oh, the ones we made for them. Oh, well, no, because they're theirs. We made them for them, so they're all in their offices. Aaron Roberts has one of them. Carl Jones has one of them. So, yeah, they're the ones that we built for Gamescom and CitizenCon stuff. They're all in the offices now, so being used... I want to say 250. Those who want it. It's 250. Let's go 300, then we'll be fine. Right, so these buckets are getting down a bit now. We're probably 2/3 of the way through these buckets of silicon. I think these buckets, they obviously come in a pair. They were about 200 quid, I think, for the bucket, maybe more. Look how much the silicon is. So we try not to waste it. But we're going to make 7 of these things to start with, so that create a sort of hexagon pattern in our casting pot for casting the Carrack bridges. So sticky. Stuff's so thick. It's crazy. Okay. So now we've mixed, we need to be... I mean, this stuff isn't particularly quick, so we're not. It's not like we're rushing with the other ones. I'm going to use this stick for mixing. Okay. Oh, nice, Red Monster. Glad it was of help. Yeah, I'm trying to do. I'm not an experienced caster. I'm trying to get better at casting because we have a production problem when the Carrack is probably the largest model we can make just with 3D printing. Anything larger, 890, Idris, Krakens, all this sort of stuff. Reclaimer probably, yeah, Proclaimer as well. Really to get it to a cost that is manageable, because the issue is, even if we ignore the cost of the time of printing and just use the same calculation, they are a very expensive thing to 3D print, the bigger ships. The issue is we would also have to invest £20,000-30,000 in more printers to be able to do the print run in a reasonable amount of time. So it's not just the actual production cost, it's the investment cost we would have to do it. And 3D printing, once you get to larger pieces, very quickly becomes a very poor cost-effective way of doing stuff. So the idea will be that we will pick out the large fuselage pieces from these big-ass models and 3D print them initially, really high quality, and then cast them. Because that means that those pieces, we can make them castable. Obviously, a lot of our pieces that we currently use are not castable because... they sort of take advantage of the 3D nature of 3D printing to make them too detailed and too many undercuts and things. It's not the detail level casting. You can cast your own fingerprint if you wanted. The detail in casted parts is crazy cool, but you can't have the undercuts. You can't have the those sort of like really annoying little details in there. Right, I unplugged this. What are you looking for, sweetie? Your scalpel. There's one here. I don't know if this one is yours.
Thank you.
Move that over there. I moved my power supply to this side for my camera. There we go. Okay, so we're going to suck the air out of this. You probably won't be able to see the bubbles. For those common to the thing, I've still got the bottles of water in here for when we did the the resin casting. So you can go under there. So this stuff froths up a lot because it's so thick. You really do keep looking at it. It's like a sort of proving bread mix. It gets pretty excitable, and it's getting very close to the top of the cup. Don't overflow. I think we're good. I think we're good. Panic there, like just coming up and up and up and up and up, right to the top of the cup now. I don't know why turning it off would have really stopped it, because it's still under a vacuum in there. Right, that can go. Tons of water for the win. It is a lot faster with the water in there. I've cleared the CNC today because I was doing some CNC work today. So I need to cut some rings of wood for in this to replace the water bottles. Would be good. I'll suck a bit more air out. So we're down to about minus 1 bar at this point, which is about as far as that gauge will go. So, so that's fine. But you do suck the air out so much quicker with these bottles in. Yeah, so we were having this really interesting debate. Drew, if you're there, can you fire in the link to that YouTube video I stuck in our NDA server with the guy that got the Manta? Oh, and I think I put it in the general server as well. The Manta Forge World model. So, making the bridge molds. Yes. Yeah, so I watched a video. It was a Forge World Manta model, which is about the size of a javelin, roughly speaking, in a javelin 1 to 500. And this guy spent $1,700 on this model. Kit model. Obviously, it's Forge World, so it's a kit model. And the quality of it was awful. I mean, the really bubbly... Hello, Daj. Really bubbly casts that were bowed. And, yeah, I mean, for the money, you know, not good at all. Not good at all. And it got us to thinking, it's like, you know, if that's what Forge World are doing, you know, is it because it's really hard? But at the end of the day, you shouldn't have bubbles in a cast if you've degassed and pressurized. At the end of the day, right, we'll let this out. And I suppose we have the same issue with 3D printers, with casting, in that you've got to have a large enough pressure pot to be able to put the part in. But you can get pressure pots for under £1,000 that are 400 mil tall on the inside in their paint bucket. So it's not unreasonable to be, you know, to be looking at that kind of size part, and that would certainly, there wasn't any part in that Manta that was bigger than, like, individual parts that were bigger than that. So there isn't really an excuse as to why they couldn't have it, you know, much better quality than they managed. He says, having never cast a massive piece of resin. Okay. So we did have plenty. That's fine. Right, casting part. I need to take the wheels off this, I've decided. I keep forgetting to, because it's on wheels, which is quite handy. But it means I can't put it on the desk so that you guys can see it, because it'll just roll off the desk. I also need to put an airline socket through in the other room. 60 psi. Okay. Yeah, I did actually find some splitters and things, so I could actually put another airline over here. Could also get a wireless headset, but I really don't like them. Right. As long as I'm standing here, she won't roll away. So this is a relatively small pressure pot. For all those of you who haven't seen these sort of casting pots before, then they aren't built as casting pots. They're built as paint pots. So when you're doing like big painting jobs on, you know, sort of buildings and ships and things, this is what you use. So there's a bucket of paint in here that you lift in and out and fill with paint, and then this pressure lid goes on, and then you attach your paint gun to them so that you can put, like, I can't remember how big this one is. It's probably a 10 litre. So you have 10 litres of paint in it, so you don't have to keep replacing you don't have to have a huge pot on your gun, and you don't have to keep refilling it. Now you can get up to 10-gallon ones of these, which is like 45 litres, so 4 times the size of this, as I say, for about £1,000. So off-the-shelf solutions can take us up to that, and anything past that, we could have a custom one welded up. I mean, it's 60 psi is not a massive amount of pressure. We'll just pressurize that. You know, to have a pressure vessel made with this sort of setup, these are not big welds or anything. You know, this would not be a difficult thing to have constructed to our specs if we wanted to be able to cast massive parts. And this whole process, why you cast under pressure, is obviously you can never get rid of every single bubble. Right, so that's pressurized. That can now carefully go on the floor. And that's just going to sit there under pressure for 4 hours. This is no rubbish. The reason you cast under pressure is any bubbles you have failed to get out or reintroduced when you were pouring it into the mold, or any bits of air that get trapped in undercuts and things like that gets compressed. Because obviously the liquid can't compress. You can't compress a liquid, but you can compress a gas. So under 60 psi, a tiny air bubble becomes a minute air bubble that you can't see. And then once the resin is set, you release the pressure. It doesn't blow back out. So that's how you create bubble-free pieces. Now, if they were doing that for those Forge World models, those bubbles that you see would have had to have been the size of beach balls before they were compressed. If that was a 60 psi bubble, it would have been a beach ball amount of air. Do you know what I mean? For pre-compression. So there's no way they're casting those things under pressure. They have to be atmospheric casts, and that to me is crazy. So the interesting thing with the silicon is, silicon really doesn't need to be pressure cast, really, for doing silicon. But if you're going to do a casting under pressure, you have to make your silicon mold under the same pressure, because otherwise, if you don't pressure cast your silicon and there's a little air bubble inside it, and then you pressure cast the thing that you cast inside it, that will squash that air bubble. It'll deform the silicon mold. So you do have to do that. The other post curing things with most resins is it should come out of your pressure pot into an oven for like 4 to 6 hours, and then come out the oven and come back to room temperature, all before you demold it. And that's what will stop it warping. Because if you let something cool outside of its mold, there's a good chance it's going to warp. Do you know what I mean? There is a good chance it's going to warp. So hopefully we will be able to get these larger parts done without any of these problems. I really hope, because I really, really want to do an Idris next year. Because I think we're hurtling towards that being a good ship to do for us. And also the 890, again, I'm happier now with our clear casting, to the point where I could go, right, okay, clear casting the... I've lost my IPA. Oh, I bet Cal's just had it in the other room. Wait a minute. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. The sound of silence. Yes, no, Cal's was using the IPA to clean the printers, but I'll give this a bit of a rub down before we pack kits. So yeah, so that's that silicon mold done. So then we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. So that'll be fine. You don't need to heat the silicon to cure it, but that'll be about an 8-hour cure, because it's a pretty slow silicon. Yeah, yeah, Dodge. I know. But I've tried cleaning my desk with beer, and it just doesn't work. Really doesn't work. It's rubbish, in fact. Right. Okay. Let's pack some maxes. So what do we need? I don't know yet. Right. So these are our clamshells. So these are our sort of larger clamshells, because if you've had kit models from us before in the clamshells, it was this clamshell, which is considerably smaller. Obviously these bigger 1 to 500 ships do not fit in those, so we need lots of those. We need these cards, which are thank you, we are a small company, and then all the legal jargon. So we'll need those. So there for the back. Let's get rid of that. We will need some bases. So the upstand's quite exciting, because this is the first production piece that we've put out using our new clear printing technology. So printing stuff in, go to that one as well. Printing stuff in Form 3 and then using this X2 coating on it. We will need bases and little foam inserts for the bases. And then we'll actually need the Freelancer Max. So we've got engines. And we've got bodies. We've got the front artwork cards with all their hologram decals on. And then we've got foam, which I'm going to put over there, otherwise I'm not going to have any room. Actually, no, I could put them there. It'll be slightly more convenient for me. Right, okay. So, feel free to ask questions and talk in chat, because this is going to be interesting for the first 2 minutes of me doing it, and then it's going to get very repetitive because we're packing like 50 of these. So, but you get to see the insanity of the amount of work it is actually to actually pack all these kits up, and we do it. Me and Cal's pack every kit, so between us. So there's no magical people that come in and do this for us. Which way do we want these? That way, I think. Let's do it that way. So our 2 prints are this guy, which has got the body and the body. So front fuselage, rear fuselage, rear landing gear deployed, and so it's a really bad camera to show you one. So it's got the rear landing gear deployed, and then the front landing gear deployed and undeployed. And then the other print that we're putting in are the nacelles, and then the landing gear retracted, in that rear landing gear retracted. So that sort of gives you an idea of what's on each print. Just 2 prints on this diorama, but quite a few parts. There are instructions on the back of these cards of how it all goes together, so don't be afraid. There are instructions, and hopefully Lupercal or Brett may well do us some tutorial videos. These are really nice and easy to put together, these little dioramas. They are nice and fun. Little foam insert just so the base doesn't rattle around too much. These are just simple acrylic lasered bases. Not fancy about them. And then the upstones. Cards. Fit in. There we go, there's our first 3. Just like 51, 52 still to go. I feel like it has that kind of like music. Yes, we have a raffle going on for anyone who's missed the raffle. We have a raffle going on. How long has it got to go? I'll tell you. 1 second. 6 minutes. 6 minutes for the genuine Freelancer artwork proofs signed by me and Cal's. There's only 2 of them in the world, and it seems a shame for them just to live in a tube in our office. We're going to get some of the stuff. Yeah, Dolly Parton 9 to 5 on loop. Absolutely. Can't hear that in my head now. Bastard. Yeah, there's a few bits and pieces like that we kind of think, well, it's a shame that they just sit there and don't really do anything. It's nice to have them, don't get me wrong. No, I do think there should be some penance if Westbrook Drew wins this. Like, he should have to sign it as well and then re-raffle it. I say this because Westbrook Drew has won 2 out of the 4 raffles we've done so far. He is the luckiest human being alive. And he probably deserves that luck, to be fair. I'm not taking that away from him. Just fucking amuses me. Really does. Really does. But yeah, no, it's that whole thing of I don't want to waste things that you guys would appreciate. I do want at some point to get like a version of our like sleeve, not the proof because it's got all the sort of paint, the markings on it for the dots and everything, as proofs do. But I would like to get a sort of proper version of it framed, so we've got like one of each of our sleeves from our boxes all framed. That'd be really nice for the office. Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, we could start doing that anyway, Drew. I'll just send it all to you, and then you can sign it, and then send it back, and then... Oh, what have you sent, Daj? I can't see that. Tell me what it is. I can't see what it is. Oh, what's that? I know it's a constellation, but what is it? Tell me about it. I refuse to read. Is it a subtle hint of a ship that you would like to... Taurus with the white skin? Oh, nice. Nice. So, I am really looking forward to these 1 to 500s going on sale. I do think that these will be nice and popular with people who are more into the sort of collecting their fleet sort of thing. And hopefully it will be a nice... For people who haven't bought our models before, it might be a nicer kind of entry models for them. Because I know we've done dioramas before of things like the Rock and stuff, and they're cool, but they really are more dioramas for having alongside your other kit models. They are an addition, whereas although these are still dioramas, they completely exist in their own right. You could just collect them as, they're like 3-inch ships anyway, so you can collect them as, as a collection of small ships. You don't need to have a large ship to go with them. They work entirely brilliantly without them. It's longer. Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to admit, I do hate the Connies. It's not to say we won't. I won't have a brilliant time making them. How long are they? How long's a Connie? Just so I can get my head around kind of how, or rather, how long would a 1 to 500, 1 to 500 constellation Taurus be? That's what I actually want to know. So if you could work that out for me, Daj, that'd be amazing. Oh yeah, of course it's no snub. Well, yeah, but you got to lose something. I mean, if I was going to have a Connie, I would have the Taurus or the cargo, if that's the Taurus. Yes, Taurus, because I'm a hauler, so I would obviously have that. But yeah, not enough cargo for me. Can't wait for my hull C, and then my hull D, and then my hull E. It's gonna be amazing. I actually want the A and the B as well. I think I'm just gonna have 14, 15 centimeters. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. That's not a shabby model actually. That would probably come into the category of large diorama, a bit like the MSR. Because though it's like a 6-inch sort of model, it's quite slender, so it's not going to be like a smaller than the Caterpillar, isn't it? So we've said the Caterpillar would be a large diorama if we do one of those. Because I don't think it's quite big enough for a full-blown kit. It would be, so we've already classed this particular... thank you. Thank you, Drew. We've already classed this particular diorama pack size as our medium, knowing that we will need a bigger pack size than this for the MSR. So we do have a... Yes. Do you want to carry on here?
Hello. So that's the printer's done. Unfortunately, I can't reach. I can carry them across, but my arms aren't long enough to be able to reach over the top because they're all wed. There's like that much gap in between each of them. So that's fine. Oh, he's remembering to take these things out. These are really annoying. There's like a hanging thing, and he doesn't. So he just puts them in the box, and then the floor gets scattered with them. I'm quite whiny today, yeah. Those of you that know me know that I'm not normally this whiny. So you newbies, I'm not normally quite as I appear to be. Where's...
So I plugged it back in now, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh my god, like...
Kelly can't work in the mess that I do all the time.
I'm just
no
happy
matter where
to
I
blame
go.
JR immediately, but if you insist, we will look at the evidence.
Thank you very much for the follow. STRW Bryos. I have no idea. You can enlighten me on that, on the pronunciation of that.
JR might be a dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Thank you, Wilborg. I certainly do. Thank you very much for the sub. Yes, subs get 8 tickets in these in our 2 raffles today. So pays to be a sub today for the coolness. All for subs getting bonuses. Oh, that's interesting. Did you... So it's not giving you tickets.
JR might be a dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Hello, little bit of madness. Now, that's interesting, Wilborg. So did you get a raffle ticket before and then subbed and then tried again? Oh, Wyborg. Yes, sorry. Thank goodness I've got Darsh here to tell me how to pronounce everything.
JR might be a dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Yeah, he does it with your name, Hazgahar. I can't help that. I can't read. I do, Darsh. I do. Oh, that's interesting. Wyborg. Hello, Madness. By the way, I'm not ignoring you. Yeah, because it's limited. So let's just have a quick. Let's just jump over here to this. I don't know if I can fix this during it happening. It's also finished as well. It's annoying. Oh, decent fix testing. Right, so yeah, I don't know if I can fix that. I apologise about that. But we shall now pick a winner in our first giveaway. You will at least get more tickets in the next giveaway. I'll try and work out how that works. There should be a way of it automatically giving you the extra tickets, you'd think. I don't know whether does Streamlabs know that you've subbed. Well, it must do, otherwise it wouldn't. Anyway, let's pick a winner. Drum roll. It is Red Monster SC. Congratulations. Congratulations. Please, I will shut this down now. Please message me. I shall complete that. Please message me with your address, or if you intend to buy any of our dioramas, let me know and I will put it in with that. Whichever works for you, do not mind. Genuinely do not mind. Right, let's get the next one started. So the next one is for these boyos, one of these. So this is slightly bigger, this one, and it has the Tumbrel RC, TR, and Rocks, plus the back legal jargon. How exciting is that? Legal stuff. So that's cool. Excellent, excellent. Right, we'll go back to packing kits now. Enough excitement for one day. Um, yes, you missed out, Madness. Don't worry, we've just run another contest, so you can try and win this one. So yeah, so Madness, basically what we're doing is we get these artwork proofs, as I'm sure you probably have drawers of them as well. We get the artwork proofs for our artwork for the packaging for the models. It usually just goes in a tube and then gets left in the corner of the room forever and ever and ever. So we thought, why don't we just sign it and give it away? Because that'd be, of interest to some people. A bit of a collectible. You never know when our stuff gets legal as Dodge's dream. And I could just send him loads of legal stuff, couldn't I? You put it in posters on his wall. We'll just sign it and give it away. Saves it languishing here, and people will be able to frame it, put it on the wall if they really want. Kind of cool. How are you, Madness, by the way? How's life down south? Good. These are nicely satisfying to pack, I must admit. I do quite like the dioramas. So much. So much less work than the full kits. Although, to be fair, they're a lot cheaper than the full kits.
I wonder who. It was JR.
I need to fix that sound. It's all goes. Is anyone that has broken? Thank you very much, Drew, for the 100 biddies. 100 little biddies. Bribing the bots. Oh, no. Oh, I don't, do I? I'll be in trouble. Dodge is actually telling me off on your account, Cals. He's telling me that I don't pop the things out properly.
Thank you, Dom.
Callie says thank you. Jeez. Can't get away with anything. If you didn't hear that, if I did it properly, I wouldn't need telling twice. And now I've got Mrs. Dodge in chat as well. Christ. Thank you, darling. And thank you, darling. So another box empty. Can go on the stack of many boxes. There, I don't. Yes, you can say that massive stack of boxes is basically what we put all the kit pieces in. They're all the currently empty ones. They will all get filled with the Carrack. It is mad because we're trying to put 100 Carracks on the shelf. So each one of those boxes has a kit piece in it, and to do a run of 100, we'll probably have 3 or 4 boxes of each piece. So it will just be. Nice, Madness. I like it. Oh, you got the Proust the Wing Commander Privateer box. What's the Wing Commander? Oh, like, yeah, sorry, yeah. Nothing to do with Star Citizen. Yeah, yeah, Proust. All of this stuff I find fascinating. I mean, it's like, it's one of those things. It's obviously a sort of less quirkiness to us because we get them all because we're the company making them. But if it was for another company's things, like if it was for a bit of merch for another thing like a bit of Stargate merch or something, I would totally be into all that, and getting it. So I know it's the sort of thing I would want. Like I'd like some Games Workshop ones. If you had the proofs for the Game Workshop artwork, it'd be so cool. So I thought, well, yeah, spread the love because I say it's not something we can still have some. Put on the wall anyway, so. But figured you guys would like it to. Oh, let's pop the things. Otherwise, Dash will shout at me.
JR might be a dickhead, but apparently he's got some great friends.
Certainly do. Thank you, Paul 3 Keys, for the sub. Thank you. Still want that stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll tell you what, if we can get into this bigger casting ability and have casting pots for larger parts, it might be something that we can do. It's the thing. 3D printing is so limited on site. It works for the models that we do, but that's kind of our restricted size, sort of size of things we can do. I assume that if you want the headpiece, that you are a huge Stargate fan, as huge as I am. Let's have a little bit of a Stargate geek out here. I am so fucking excited that Amazon now has bought out MGM because of two reasons. One, it means that we should get Stargate on Amazon Prime, and I already own, like, I probably have them all on DVD somewhere, but DVD shit. And I did buy a couple of the seasons of SG1. I started working through it on Amazon. But like MGM were charging like 16, 17 quid a season or something. It was ludicrous. When there's, however, 11 seasons, and then and you could sign up to MGM subscription, but it still didn't give you all the Stargate seasons. Like, fuck you. It's like, not doing that. But yeah, I'm so excited because, and let's hope that Amazon do some new seasons, because I think Stargate would be a hell of a lot cheaper than Lord of the Rings, that they've already spent nearly $1 billion on, and it's well overdue for a reboot, or a new season of some kind. I don't know what I'd want it to be. I don't know whether I'd want it to be more SG1. I would love it to be more SGU, but I was a massive SGU fan. It's such a shame that only lasted a couple of seasons. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would totally sit in a cinema for days watching Stargate as well, just the series. But yeah, no, I think I would love I'd love more SGU. I think that's so many more legs to it. Atlantis, they did at least wrap up, but there will be nothing stopping them going back and doing more Atlantis, or just another spin-off series. I kind of don't want them to just bring back the old cast as, I mean, they will for cameos and stuff, but it's SGU proved that you could have an entirely new cast for Stargate, and it works perfectly well. I'd have Richard Picardo in it again because I love Richard Picardo in anything he's in, and I think he was one of my favorite Atlantis characters. Well, and SG1 because he was in both. But yeah, I do. Yeah, Gen 1 was great, and I'd love all of it. There's genuinely not many episodes that I would skip through when rewatching them, which I always think's a really good, like, testament. Even if it's episodes I know, I would still watch them. There's very few I skip. Whereas Star Trek, jeez, I could skip through half a season of Star Trek when you're sort of rewatching them, because like, oh yeah, this one was a bit shit. Oh yeah, this one was a bit shit. They're all a bit funny. They're all. Atlantis was your least favorite? Yeah, I must admit I did quite like Atlantis. I think I liked the concept of it. I thought Momoa in it was really fantastic. He was so cool. And the fact that we got more of Jewel State in Atlantis than we ever did in Firefly. She was brilliant in Atlantis. I mean, it was a bit more ridiculous, I suppose. I think that's what I liked most about SGU, in that it was less ridiculous. It was a bit more serious. Oh, yeah, okay, Dodge. No, I do admit that. The snippety ones are those great ones that you have to have when they're filming the massive finales of stuff, because they're basically filming the big steady Dodge. Dodge is now thinking about Jewel State doing some legal filing. Calm down. It's distracted me now. Yeah, it's a bit more serious, a bit more not adult. I suppose it was a little bit more adult, but it just not as silly. Yeah, the filler ones were a bit rubbish. Yes, that's where I was going. So the filler ones are kind of done for, obviously, so they're filming the big finale usually. And my favourite one of those out of any series has got to be Weeping Angels in Doctor Who, because that was a filler episode. Weeping Angels was done basically without David Tennant, and I don't think it was Rose, was it? I can't remember. I can't even remember who the companion was, because I mean they're just basically not in it. They're just in this one small video clip they keep replaying, and it's like, yes, it was probably my favourite Doctor Who episode ever, and it was a filler one basically without the Doctor in it, and he was my favourite Doctor Who as well. So, but yeah, a Weeping Angel is on my list of things I would love to make. I have tried to get a decent 3D sculpt of one, but because they were physically sculpted by BBC Art Team, there isn't a decent 3D file. They've never made a good computer game of Doctor Who, i.e. like a AAA title of Doctor Who that would have a really high poly Weeping Angel in it. So there really isn't any good ones. There was a few. The best ones that are out there are actually 3D scans of a toy they did of it a while back. So I'd kind of need a sculptor to make me one. I might ask Mish one day, if I have some spare money, to pay Mish to actually sculpt me a Weeping Angel that I could 3D scan, kind of scale one, 3D scan, and then do full size out of polystyrene. Because you can do a really easy stone effect sort of finish on polystyrene with like an epoxy coating, and when you put the epoxy coatings on, you do lose a lot of the definition, but if it's supposed to be like a old carved stone anyway, it looks absolutely brilliant. It kind of adds to it. Cyberman. I'm not a massive Cybermen fan, I've got to be honest. I'd probably more likely have a Dalek. I did have a concept, and it's probably more doable now in the days of better batteries. To do basically a workshop vacuum hoover, like a Roomba, but full size, like with a shop vac in it, so that you could have a Dalek, because a Dalek would be big enough to have the dust bag inside it, and because it's got all the vents, the air can be pushed out of it. So you just need enough battery power in it to run the sort of single phase big blower motor in it, and then it could just go around the workshop hoovering up, exterminating the dust. That would make me so happy, just to come in a morning and there'd be this robotic Dalek going around sweeping up my shop. That would be fucking epic. So I think the batteries are probably big enough now. I think we could probably get some like some small Tesla packs or something, because you can buy them separately, and that would have enough grunt to run a 240 volt single phase blower motor for. It needs to be able to do it for a couple of hours, and then obviously you just do the AI so it can go back and dock itself and recharge itself. But that'd be amazing. Absolutely cool. It would just sweep up all the rubbish, including all the screws and screwdrivers and everything I'd left on the floor. But it needs to be like work properly so it could run around by itself and not bump into things, and get cross when it got to stairs and things. Be amazing. Yeah, replicators. We did make the replicator blocks, which I think are downstairs. We did them all, and they all magnetized together. I'm still considering, I think it was Firemaster's suggestion, that was something that we gave away with the J-Rex, so you could buy replicator blocks in packs as a kit model with the magnets and stuff. I'm still excuse me. I'm still considering that. The issue with that is, of course, that it is obviously Amazon IP now. I was less concerned with MGM IP, if I'm perfectly honest. So it might be a good excuse to touch base with Amazon licensing and just see what they think. People wouldn't be spending money on them because it was with our JREX, so it is a non-purchasable. So we will be doing it as a promotional thing, so they might not have an issue with it. I'll find out. I say I'm more concerned about rubbing up the wrong way. I mean, so has anyone? I assume a lot of you will have seen Games Workshop's throwing toys out of pram the last few days with regard to no, we will protect our licensing by tooth and nail and kill you all if you dare to 3D print anything or make any fan animations or yeah. I assume the reason they're specifically targeting fan-made animations and stuff is because they have all the intentions in the world of doing some official ones, especially since they snapped up that guy that had done the most amazing 40k machinima. So I assume they're going to do some official machinima, which is about bloody time. I mean, the number of books, like decent 40k novels and stuff there are, you know, it's just like Games Workshop. Yeah, I've not heard of them. They make these tiny little, like, shitty little kit models. They're rubbish. And they're only worth about $1 billion pounds. I have a lot of respect for Games Workshop, to be honest. I think they can be dickish, but any company can be dickish, don't get me wrong. But they have manufactured 75% of their models in the UK and the other 25% in the US, because they have 4 machines, 3 in the UK, 1 in the US. They've never exported them like manufacturing abroad. They've always kept it. They've made their own technology. They've made their models good, and they've kept the manufacture in the country. So I have ultimate respect for that, because they could have gone down a much cheaper option pretty much since day one of their inception. They'd always had the opportunity to go down the cheap route. They never did. So I think that is good. Yeah, no, it's very true, Madness. It is. 3D printing was always going to be a big thing for Games Workshop. I think it's only now getting to the point where they need to be worried about it. And I think it's that whole thing of it's a very good analog to us. In that, also we were talking about Forge World before as well. Forge World, I think they're owned by Games Workshop now. I'm pretty sure they are. But I don't think they were originally. They were basically an official licensee of Games Workshop, making the rarer, bigger models. So that's quite similar to us with CIG, because we are currently the only licensee to do models and stuff. Yeah, it's tricky, because I guess because most Games Workshop models are quite small, they're relatively cheap to do on 3D printers. Because their models are available, and so are 3D scanners, I guess the issue they have, unlike us up till now, is that most of the sculpts you get of Games Workshop models to print out are 3D scans of actual Games Workshop models. So that's not to say if someone bought one of our kits and 3D scanned every piece of it and then uploaded those files to somewhere else to print, obviously that would happen to us as well. But so far that hasn't happened. So we haven't had to worry about that. I guess it's a much bigger sort of thing for someone to go and do that to ours, because the potential audience that are going to buy those files is not that huge, I guess. Yeah, embracing you. And I do wonder whether maybe Games Workshop are planning to sell STL. The problem is, how do you sell STLs? Do you know what I mean? Once they're out there, and people can just trade them. Currently there is no technology to allow you to, make sure that people only print it once or, whatever. So, I mean, like Tyrannid Army. Oh, cool. We've given you the file for a knit, and then you can just print 1,000 of them. It's difficult. And the quality, the Games Workshop models aren't particularly complicated. They're not super high detail. So there's no models, because they injection mold them. There's no model that they do that can't be 3D printed. So I wouldn't want to be in their position from a point of view of the battling up against 3D printers, because they're getting cheaper. The hobbyist ones are getting cheaper, and Hero Forge, yeah, absolutely. Hero Forge are a good example. And that model will certainly, that could work really well for Games Workshop. You are right. But Forge Hero Forge are so much more expensive than Games Workshop, I think, are they not? Some of their models, like 40 quid each, are just a little mini. But yeah, I think they do have to. Oh, you can buy the digital. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, to sort of print yourself. But yeah, but if Games Workshop do that, that they'll sell one STL and then and then that's it. It's like, and this is the thing. Hero Forge are doing it well because they're using proprietary software to sort of for you to be able to design it online, all the rest of it. But for Games Workshop, they'll have to pay an artist thousands of pounds to physically sculpt a Space Marine miniature, scan it in, get it down, get injection molds for it, and all the rest of it. It costs bloody hundreds of thousands of pounds to get some of these big products to shelf. And then if they did all that work, if they paid all the thousands of pounds for their design work and then sold it a few times, they'd be making next to no money compared to what they currently do. I just don't see a way of making decent money off selling STLs of Games Workshop-y style models, because once it's out there, it's out there. You've got no guarantee you'll ever sell it again. Yeah, but the point of Hero Forge is a customization, exactly. So, and perhaps that works for your heroes. I mean, Warhammer could do the kind of, design your own Space Marine hero, but then at the end of the day, it's just design a head, basically, isn't it? It's, have your own head on a thing. But yeah, no, I get exactly what you mean, Madness, and they have to embrace the technology. They can't run away from it and try and fight it. There's, no company has ever succeeded fighting the technology. But saying that, if there's not money to be made because of that new technology, they're more likely to just disappear than carry on doing what they're doing for free, effectively. They will just cash in, and that'll be the end of it, because at the end of the day, if the new model doesn't work, economically, yeah. But as I say, I think it's more likely to be it'll just become an untenable business. I mean, I generally don't think there is a business model for Warhammer to sell STLs. Like, I just can't see how they can make the kind of money that they currently make doing it that way. I might be wrong. I certainly, I can only use us as a comparison. If we were to sell our STLs, it would be, so the STLs for the Arrow, we would not sell for less than £25,000. Because we would have to assume that we aren't selling the STLs, we're effectively selling the production license for that model. So, that's a licensed product with Cloud Imperium. It's, all the work that we've put into it, hundreds of hours getting it to print, getting it right, and making it a usable and manufacturable product. We couldn't afford to sell them for less than that kind of money, because you have to run the assumption that as soon as you've sold it once, that's it. It's gone. It'll just be shared on the internet and no one else is going to pay for it. So, yeah, no, that's true. Hire the talent and make them work it out, damn it. But I don't know how you would do it. It's sometimes there isn't a solution. Do you know what I mean? It's. I'm trying to think of another example. It's sometimes products disappear because people can just do it themselves now, and if 3D printing at the moment isn't isn't going to take over from mass production. There's no, it's nowhere near yet. Models like ours and Games Workshops are probably the sort of first target, obviously, for sort of printing at home type things. But yeah, I mean, Warhammer is a completely digital service of just designing stuff and selling it. I don't think there's the money in it. Just don't think there's money. I say I wouldn't do this just to make the STLs. There would be no way that we would do, if we were just doing design work to sell STLs, we wouldn't be doing it. No chance. Because you would be constantly having to fight the fact that you would be trying to, as soon as you sold it once, you'd be, I mean, that, you'd be just fighting in the court all the time. Yeah, no, there is a huge difference between hobbyists and professional printers. You're right, Drew, but if you have a hobbyist printer is good enough for you to print out your Warhammer miniatures. So, because you're not putting it under the same stress that we put ours under, because you are only producing a couple of prints a month or a week or whatever, rather than hundreds and hundreds. So they are good enough for that use case, definitely, no doubt. You could print a Warhammer army on an Elgu Mars, no issue at all. You couldn't print 1,000 Warhammer armies on Elgu Mars, but you could print one. And if you printed that, a Warhammer army on Elgu Mars, you would have saved thousands of pounds over buying them from Games Workshop, no doubt at all. I mean, same with us. If you bought an Elgu Mars and you had all our STLs, you would save thousands of pounds printing all of our models. Because assuming that you'd got the STLs for free because someone had shared them online. Because you aren't paying for the print time and the resin, you're paying for the whole product. Do you know what I mean? You're paying for the design, you're paying for everything. That one is sticky. Shall put that to go back in the wash. Just got a little bit of resin on the bottom of it. So yeah, I don't know if we couldn't physically make. I guess if we couldn't physically make stuff, we'd just be going down the route of designing stuff for other companies to produce. So, but we certainly have no. I don't get the enjoyment about kind of making STLs to give to other people to print and have, because you're not getting anything from that. I guess it's nice as a hobby, but it doesn't pay the bills. And people aren't gonna have as good sort of. Oh, Ghost and Coffee. Yes, yes, Drew's right. No, these are not limited. So they do have a hologram sticker, which is that one, which is the JRDF Genuine. But they aren't limited to 500. There's no certificate of authenticity. Well, there's no certificate. There's the hologram of authenticity, but there's no numbering on them. They're not limited. We will just keep producing these. Yes, no, indeed. And to be honest, I'd love to say, I mean, the Carrack's only, going to be a month or so behind this release. We've already started producing the Carrack. If you could hear the whirring printers behind me, they are printing Carracks now. Mostly printing Carracks. I think 4 of them are printing Carracks. The other ones are still printing other freelancers at the moment, because we were down to like 5 freelancers on the shelves. Oh shit! we better make some more freelancers. We are currently not at the point. I would love to say, what if you did a subscription service? Could that work? For what? For our models, or for like STL type thing? Because again, it's like, yeah, clarify, please. Yeah, I mean, again, if there was a way of restricting the number of times you could print a file on a printer, and make sure that you couldn't ever send it to anyone else, it'd be just like a subscription service, like you have people who sub to a YouTube channel and just download all the Yeah, just download all of the subscriber only like patron only content and then fuck off again. You know, people will just do that and then they'll just stick it online and no one can stop it. It's the internet. No one can stop it. And that's why I totally get Games Workshop kind of clamping down on it. It must frustrate the crap out of them that they put all that time and effort making an awesome model, and then within a month of releasing it, someone has just bought it, scanned it, and selling it for half the price because they haven't had to put any of the R&D into it. It's like, motherfucker. So far, if anyone sees a Chinese knockoff of one of our models, please let us know, because I don't actually know how I'll feel about that. The fact that I hope it happens one day obviously means that I am looking forward to it, because I think it will be for us like a milestone of being a real model company, I guess. It's like one of the things that you have to have had done to you is someone copying your work, I guess, is like a badge of honor the first time, and then it must get annoying. And it's a bit difficult for us because we don't own the IP for our own models, because it's CIG's IP under license. So it will be up to them to chase if they felt it was worthwhile. So yeah, I look forward to it happening just from a point of view of a badge of honor that some factory somewhere has spent time pulling apart one of our models and seeing how they can copy it. It's kind of gives me a little. That would be quite funny. I wonder if they'd copy the JR as well, because on all my models there's a little JR hidden on the model, so it'd be interesting to see whether they put the JR on it. That'd be really funny. Yeah, you're right. Guess like shutting people down, and is these countries is so difficult, and it's they'll just jump around. You can't imprison them. You could maybe get them to move their website effectively to a different name, so it makes no difference. I'd say no difference whatsoever. If they didn't do well, yeah, well, no, but that's going to happen, isn't it, Taj? Oh, have you, man? Oh, for anyone who doesn't know, a little bit of Madness designs shoes, and he's had this. I'm not surprised, but what was your feeling about it? Did you did you buy any? Did you? Yeah, tell us. How did you feel about it? But how does that work though, Drew? Like, is there I don't think there is currently a method of how do you? It would require the 3D printer. Would it not require the 3D printer manufacturer to have that in their firmware? Yeah, flat. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Just like as the designer of it, it's like, oh yeah, you like my design so much, you've bothered to copy it. That's nice, thank you. I get that. And then I also get it from the company side of, you bastards! That's my money. So yeah, I'll be flattered and then annoyed, and then flattered and then annoyed. I think. Yeah. Recasters, yeah. Unlike Forge World, they don't send you crap. It's paid postage. No. Ah, right. Okay. So this is So what? The barcode will be shut down in their system. So yeah, okay, make that so bloody cheap. Well, it's interesting. So you couldn't make, and this is going to sound bizarre, you couldn't make our models that much cheaper in China than we make them, unless you were going to make them in vastly larger quantities than we do. And that's the thing. There would, in theory, be ways of us making them cheaper if we were making 10 times as many, even manufacturing them in this country. It would be different machinery, it would be, be a different setup. One of the things that keeps the prices of Star Citizen models high is the sort of small quantities they're made in. 500 is a very small number. There are very few Chinese factories that would make you 500 of something. They would laugh you out the door. I mean, that's basically a test run for most of these places. So, we've got left 3. Just need 3 boxes. I've got 2. That is 1 less than I need. Damn it. 1 second, peeps. I need headphones. I found one. Gonna have to clean it. Got a small smudge on it. Yes, they could. I mean, they could make injection body molds for us, but again, unless they were making thousands and thousands of them, it would cost them. Even in China, the injection molds are still tens of thousands of dollars to have made. You can't get around the fact that they still need machining, and they would never do it to ours because there isn't the market for them. I've only got 2 of those, motherfucker. Didn't need that one. Anywho, yeah, I mean, there's so much of our stuff you just couldn't injection mold anyway, so I'm not too worried about. Wouldn't be too worried about that. It would be hilarious to see one of our models scanned in and then turned into an injection mold set. That would be absolute shit. Really would. How's our thingy finished yet? Is our giveaway finished? It has. It has indeed. Let me pack this last one and we shall do a winner. And that'll be about it. Short stream tonight. Leela's birthday tomorrow, so I was going to play a bit of Star Citizen with her tonight. Because she's been asking to play Star Citizen since she got here like a week ago, and we still haven't found any time to do it. It's very bad, I know. But I was kind of hoping 314 would have dropped, but persistently isn't dropping. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you should totally do it. You should totally do it, Drew. Scatter one of our models and see what it comes out like. I think that'd be really quite an interesting experiment, if I'm honest. Right. So let's pick a winner. So this is for the first one of our 2 artwork proofs that we got from our artwork printers for the Tumbrel. This is the 1-200 Cyclone RC, TR, and Rock, and the legal jargon. Let us pick a winner. Ready? Good luck. Good luck. It's Wyborg. Very good. Very good. Exciting. Congratulations. Oh, it has come up. It's like, oh yeah, I thought it hadn't come up in chat. Fantastic. So this beautiful thing is now yours. Nice. Yes, send me your address, or if you're going to be buying a model soon, just let us know on that, and we shall get them sorted out. So that is awesome. I shall deal with all that in the morning. And yeah, we'll get these parceled up and labelled so that we don't end up losing or sending them to the wrong people. But that's cool. So we've got another 2 of those, and I say we'll do. I thought on Sunday, we should probably talk very briefly about Sunday stream before we go. So Sunday, we're obviously starting the sale. 3 days, 23 hours, 24 minutes, and 45 seconds from now, we'll be starting the 1-500 diorama sale. And as you can see, they are will all be on the shelf. So the freelancer maps are actually the last of the big models to go on the shelf. The only ones that are left are the Arrow and the Placeeast packs. We'll do them tomorrow. And yeah, so it's going to buy something excellent. Then I shall make it pow. I shall make sure it is in your. I shall make sure it is in your package. So that's excellent. So yeah, so that's cool. So other things that will be happening on Sunday, we'll give some of the artwork proofs of those away for those dioramas, which is quite cool. There's obviously no kind of F5 war on Sunday regarding first people to get them because they aren't personalized, because they're not kit model boxes and numbered. So that's fine. So there's not really a need for an F5 war on them. So take your time when you purchase them when the deadline hits. There's no advantage to being in the first 10. That is not the same for the Carrack. There'll be advantages on the Carrack, but that's cool. So we'll get them on sale. Still arguing with DPD. Bored of arguing with DPD to try and get you Europeans less fees for import-export. It's one of those things, we're just not a big enough company yet for them to go, yes, here's a business account, here we can get it down to £3.50 for the import charges rather than whatever you guys pay insane money. But we're just sort of pleading our case at the moment, hoping they'll go, oh, fine, you're a growing company, you'll be there before you know it, sort of thing. We're sort of 15 to 20% away sales-wise from where they would like us to be for a business account. So hey ho, we'll keep plodding on with that, and hopefully sales pick up enough that it doesn't matter, and we can just do it. So cool. So I will see you all guys Sunday, normal time, same place, same time. Will be a fun stream, give some stuff away, hopefully have some surprises as well, and we shall see you there. We should probably raid somebody. Let's raid somebody. Let's raid Detox. He is playing Star Citizen, so let's do that. And yeah, say hi to it for me. Bye everybody. Thank you for dropping in. And yeah, see you all on Sunday. Enjoy.